Government engaging skilled Malaysians to return to help country. 3. Cornered fight in Pelangai. Salam Malaysia Madani. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos and you're watching Malaysia Tonight. Well, the government is looking into ways to attract skilled Malaysians to return and contribute to the country in a move to address the threat of brain drain the country is now facing. Now, during a dinner with Malaysian diaspora and students in New York, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said the relevant ministries, including International Trade and Industry Ministry, or the MITI, Economy Ministry and Higher Education Ministry are currently engaging those who can contribute to return and be placed at specific areas of competence to help Malaysia. On the question of dual citizenship, he said the matter will be discussed further by assessing the implications of the implementation as it would involve a major policy decision.
Minister Saifuddin mentioned the effort to facilitate approvals for the status of those who encounter problems in terms of the permits or residence back into Malaysia, which can be done. But I think your question refers to engaging through some of our other agencies. MITI is one, or higher education, or even Ministry of Economy, to try and engage to make sure those who can contribute, encouraged to be back home and to place them in the specific areas of competence that they can further contribute.
Well, meanwhile, in his Friday press, chairman at the Islamic Cultural Center of New York, or the ICCNY, Datuk Seri Anwar urged Muslims to remain united in the face of challenges, including threats to their religion posed by Islamophobia. Now, furthermore, he called on Muslims not to only deepen their religious knowledge, but also to acquire a wide range of knowledge and skills in technology fields.
You can reject if you choose to, but please do take a look and understand, not fight out of ignorance. And I popularized this idea promoted by a Palestinian scholar when he said, it's not a clash of civilization, it's not a hatred of others through knowledge and understanding. It is a clash of ignorance of the jahil towards others. And it is also a reminder to us Muslims, you condemn others for their ignorance towards you. Please don't repeat that mistake.
Datuk Seri Anwar was also given the opportunity to lead the Shahada of a man known as Andrew Vinals, who embraced Islam after the Friday prayer. The Prime Minister is the first foreign head of state to be granted the honour of delivering a sermon at the historic ICCNY Mosque, which was the first mosque opened in New York City on 25th September 1995 and also houses the headquarters of the United Nations. Well, the Pelangai State by-election on 7 October will see a three-cornered battle between candidates of Barisan Nasional (BN), Perikatan Nasional (PN) and Independent. Now, they are Bentong UMNO Division Committee member Dato' Amizar Abu Adam from BN, Bentong PAS Deputy President Kasim Samad from PN, and Hasli Helmi DM Zul Hasli, the independent candidate using the cast symbol. Well, the lineup was announced by Pelangai by-election returning officer Dato' Muhammad Shahid Ismail at 10:16 a.m. at the nomination centre at Felda Kemasul Community Hall today. The Election Commission, the EC, fixed a 14-day campaign period starting today until 11:59 p.m. on 6 October with early voting on 3rd October. A total of 16,456 voters will be eligible to cast their ballots in the by-election, including 36 police personnel and 3 overseas postal voters. The Pelangai by-election was held following the death of its incumbent, Dato' Sri Johari Harun, age 53, in the Elmina air crash in Shah Alam on 17 August. The composition of Pahang State Assembly seats after GE15 saw BN and PN each having 17 seats, while PH won 8 seats. The Pahang government was formed with the cooperation of BN and PH. Well, the Election Commission, the EC, has formed 2 campaign enforcement teams to monitor the activities of candidates contesting in the Pelangai state by-election. Now, EC Chairman Tan Sri Abdul Ghani Saleh said the Commission also hopes that the campaign activities will run in a harmonious atmosphere and adhere to the laws and regulations set. Now, Tan Sri Abdul Ghani, in a statement, said all campaign methods and materials are allowed as long as they do not promote ill will, dissatisfaction, hostility, or racial elements, and do not touch on sensitive issues, including the 3 R's, that's race, religion, and the royal institution. He also said that candidates who have paid the election campaign deposit are subject to local authority bylaws to display and distribute campaign materials containing candidate pictures, party symbols, and images of coalition or component party leaders. Tan Sri Abdul Ghani added that no limit has been set for images of political parties competing and images of coalition or component party leaders in election campaign material. Well, Transport Minister Anthony Loke today stressed that legal actions taken against lorry or trailer drivers who commit road offences in this country are already stringent enough. Now, he said there was no issue of the government not taking stern action against errant lorry or trailer drivers, and in fact, the operators themselves acknowledged the severity of the penalties.
Ada orang kata kita tak tegas, tapi pengusaha kata kita terlalu tegas. Jadi kadang-kala orang ramai tak faham bahawa dia sembrono kata JPJ tak ambil tindakan tegas. Tahukah anda bahawa dalam peraturan sedia ada, dalam undang-undang sedia ada, memang tindakan undang-undang itu cukup tegas. Kalau didapati mengambil lebihan muatan, dia bukan saja boleh disaman, tetapi lori itu boleh disita, dirucutkan hak milik mereka. Dan memang ada kes dekat mahkamah sekarang yang kita telah bawa ke mahkamah, itu mahkamah kena putuskan. Jadi tidak timbul soal bahawa tidak ada undang-undang yang tegas.
He said this to reporters after attending the Career at Transportation program in Nilai. Loke said the ministry always ensures that a more comprehensive approach is implemented to strike a balance between industry needs and road safety. Commenting on today's program, Loke said over 2,000 job opportunities are being offered in the transportation sector, which includes the air, land and maritime sectors. Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa has confirmed that no Nipah cases have been detected in Malaysia since the last case was recorded on 27 May 1999. Now, she said after the 1998-1999 Nipah epidemic, the MOH has been working with the Department of Veterinary Services, or DVS, and the Department of Wildlife and National Parks Peninsular Malaysia, or Perkhidmatan, to share surveillance information on the Nipah virus in wildlife and domestic animals. Now, so far, Dr. Zaliha said none of the animal samples have tested positive for the Nipah virus. In a statement, she also said that Malaysia was declared free of the virus in 2001 by the World Organization for Animal Health. Dr. Zaliha also advised travellers returning to Malaysia from countries categorized as high-risk Nipah zones to self-monitor for 14 days and look out for initial symptoms, which include fever, headaches, muscle pain, vomiting and sore throat. She said MOH is on the alert about Nipah virus outbreaks overseas and is prepared to work with the related agencies should there be any cases in Malaysia. The Ministry of Communications and Digital, or KKD, is ready to work with the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry, or KPDN, to combat fake news about local rice supply in the market. Its Deputy Minister Teo Ni Cheng said that KKD has yet to receive any reports of fake news and misleading information about shortages of rice supply so far. Teo, who is also Kulai MP, said the public could lodge a complaint to the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, or MCMC, if there were false or misleading news about the local rice supply, so that further action could be taken.
Jadi kita lagilah perlulah bergantung kepada media-media sepertilah yang establish ini, tak kira lah bernama RTM, Astro, Sinjo, Sinar Harian dan sebagainya, supaya kita mendidik rakyat jelata apabila mereka nak dapatkan informasi, mereka dapat informasi tersebut daripada sumber yang sahkan, kita boleh sahkan, dan bukanlah khabar angin ataupun cerita-cerita yang berbentuk hearsay sahaja.
She said this to reporters after handing over 120 tents to traders at Pasar Tani Jalan Merbau, Bandar Putra today. Meanwhile, Teo said the role of mainstream media in dealing with cybercrime and fake news on social media needs to be strengthened. Defence Minister Dato Sri Mohammed Hassan has called on more non-Bumiputra citizens to join the Malaysian Armed Forces, the ATM, especially the Army. The Defence Minister said that despite various efforts to encourage the group's participation in the ATM, the number of non-Bumiputra personnel remains low at around 3%. He stressed that the support and encouragement from parents and non-governmental organisations play a crucial role in attracting more non-Bumiputra individuals to pursue careers in the military.
Saya menyeru, saya berharap supaya tampillah seramai mungkin anak-anak kaum bukan Bumiputra, terutamanya daripada kaum Tionghoa, untuk menyertai kerjaya sebagai seorang tentera. Emolumen pun ataupun gaji pun tidak seperti dulu, gaji pun sudah baik, dan perkhidmatan pun baik. Jadi apa yang perlu kita lakukan ialah ibu bapa ataupun pihak-pihak tertentu, NGO bantu kami agar kami dapat melihat peratusan penyertaan anak-anak bukan Bumiputra akan meningkat di masa-masa yang akan datang.
He said this in a press conference after the passing out parade of Young Male Soldiers Series 197/23 and Young Female Soldiers Series 48/23 at the Army Basic Training Centre of Pusasda in Port Dickson earlier today.
76 minit tanpa henti, 76 minutes non-stop. Transparent and concise. Paparan komprehensif, ringkas dan padat. Saksikan Kanta 744, 7.44 malam. Berita perdana 8 malam. Malaysia Tonight, 8:30 PM.
Still ahead, at least 6 killed, 3 still missing in Taiwan explosion. Well, a search operation was underway on Saturday morning for 3 missing people after a fire and explosions at a factory in southern Taiwan killed at least 6. A witness said the force of the explosion at the Gulf factory late on Friday propelled him forward. Now, Taiwan's fire department said 4 of its members were among the dead. Over 100 people were injured. Local media reported the cause of the fire and subsequent explosions were underway. The fire began at a factory located in Pingtung County in southern Taiwan on Friday night and continued until the morning, authorities said, when it was finally doused. Now, Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen, in a speech in Taipei on Saturday, offered her condolences to the families of the victims and said she would travel to Pingtung to visit those affected by the disaster. Well, authorities have said that gas being stored at the factory could be a potential reason for the fire and subsequent explosions. Further investigation is needed to determine the cause of the fire, the ignition point, and whether factory operators sprayed water on the flames. A volcano near the Philippine capital, Manila, spewed above average volcanic smog on Friday. Now, this has prompted authorities to close schools in several cities and towns and urge people to stay indoors. Now, a blanket of volcanic gas have reduced visibility, blocking out the sun. And the Batangas Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office has stated that volcanic smog has been affecting nearby towns in Batangas since the start of September. It caused more than 40 students to be hospitalized on 21st September alone after complaining of chest pains, dizziness and itchy throats and skin. Residents have been urged to stay indoors and to wear masks when going outside. The Taal volcano is still under alert level 1, indicating low-level unrest without an imminent eruption. In January 2020, Taal spewed a column of ash and steam as high as 15 kilometers, forcing more than 100,000 people to evacuate, and dozens of flight cancellations, and heavy ash fell as far away as Manila. Coming up in sports. Well, Tudo Pro Cycling Team cyclist Arvid Decline put on a fine performance as he pedaled his way to victory in the 187-kilometer first stage of Le Tour de Langkawi LTDL 2023 from Kerteh to Shah Bandar Square, Kuala Terengganu today. The 29-year-old Dutch cyclist crossed the finishing line leading a group of cyclists with a time of 4 hours, 25 minutes and 48 seconds ahead of human-powered health cyclist Sasha Wiemais, who finished second, and Astana Kazakhstan team rider Gleb Srirista, who came in third. With the first stage over, Decline will now don the orange jersey as Sprint King and has 15 points ahead of Wiemais 12 points and Sritsa 9 points. Meanwhile, Tetskabai Batsaikan from Rojai Online Insurance Texas, or rather takes possession of the white jersey as the current best Asian rider. Terengganu Polygon Cycling Team cyclist Muhammad Nur Aiman Muhammad Zarif takes the polka dot jersey, that's the king of the hill, after dominating the climb zone in Jarangau and amassing points in the Sekayu climb zone. Now, the second stage tomorrow will start in Kuala Terengganu and finish in Kota Baru, covering 186.2 kilometers with a brace of Category 4 climbs at Setiu and Pelong. Well, national track cyclist Muhammad Shafir Dao Sahrom seems set to step out from his senior, Dato Muhammad Azizul Hasni Awang's shadow at the 2022 Hangzhou Asian Games that begins officially today. Now, Olympic Council of Malaysia, or OCM President Tan Sri Muhammad Norza Zakaria said Shafir Daus has long been overshadowed by Muhammad Azizul Hasni, whose excellence is already well known internationally, but is now displaying a more aggressive side. Now, he's also brimming with newfound confidence after being chosen as the contingent's flag bearer at Hangzhou.
Lebih daripada itu ialah bila kita memberi mandat atau kepercayaan kepada beliau untuk menjadi pemegang jalur gemilang. Ya, I think kombinasi itu bila saya bercakap dengan dia very bullish. Attitude dia macam Datuk Azizul juga. Cakap saya ready. Saya dah bersedia untuk menggalas cabaran tersebut dan saya yakin bahawa saya akan dapat memberi persaingan yang hebat kepada pesaing-pesaing saya.
He said this when met by reporters in Hangzhou today. Dato Muhammad Azizul Hasni announced his withdrawal from the Hangzhou Games after sustaining a hip injury following a high-speed crash during a training session at the National Velodrome in Nilai, Negeri Sembilan, a week ago. He's replaced by Muhammad Fadil Muhammad Zonis, who will compete with Shafir Daus in the Kirin event. Johorian Shafir Daus won the silver in the Kirin event at the 2019 and 2022 Asian Championship, followed by the bronze in the 2023 edition in Nilai. He also teamed up with Dato Muhammad Azizul Hasni and Muhammad Fadil to win the silver in the team sprint event at the 2018 Asian Games. In football, Cristiano Ronaldo and Talisca each scored twice, and Al Nassr held on to a 4-3 win over Al Ahly in an entertaining Saudi Pro League match in Riyadh. Al Nassr jumped out to an early lead as Ronaldo netted his first just 4 minutes in, and Talisca beat Ahly goalkeeper Edouard Mendy for a 2-0 lead after 17 minutes. Frank Cassie got one back for Al Ahly 13 minutes later to cut the Al Nassr lead to 2-1 before Talisca scored his second late in first half stoppage time to restore Al Nassr's 2-goal advantage. Riyad Mahrez got Al Ahly back within one when he powered a penalty shot past Al Nassr Al-Nassr goalkeeper Nawaf Al-Kidi in the 50th minute to cut the Riyadh team's lead to 3-2. Al-Ahli's celebrations were short as Ronaldo tallied his second of the match just 2 minutes later to give Al-Nassr a 4-2 advantage that would stand until the 87th minute when a Firas Al-Brikan goal put Al-Nassr's fifth straight win in doubt. Al-Ahli nearly equalised in stoppage time, but a header from Fahad Al-Rashidi bounced off the crossbar and out. In tennis, world number one Aryna Sabalenka will make a third consecutive appearance at the WTA Finals in Cancun, Mexico, as the governing body of women's tennis announced its first set of qualifiers for the season finale. Now, the tournament, which features the top 8 singles players and doubles teams in the world, will return to Mexico after a gap of 1 year. Now, the 2021 edition took place in Guadalajara, including one at Flushing Meadows. She will look to improve on her runner-up finish at last year's WTA Finals in Fort Worth. Meanwhile, US Open champion Coco Gauff booked her place in both the same. Former Wimbledon champion Alina Rybakina rounded off the initial set of entrants for the tournament as she became the first player from Kazakhstan to qualify in singles. The WTA Finals run from 29th October to 5th November.
Dengan misi mesti menang, semangat perjuangan terus diledakkan dalam setiap pertembungan. 14 pasukan, satu sorakan. Liga Super 2023 bersama kami di RTM, rakan penyiar NFL Liga Malaysia 2023.
Coming up next, all budget feedbacks will be given due consideration. Well, the Ministry of Finance, the MOF, has received 10,000 responses from the public through the Budget 2024 proposal portal. Now, Deputy Minister of Finance Stephen Sem stated that this is because information from various segments of society will be prioritized by the unity government. Meanwhile, he said the face-to-face engagement sessions witnessed participation from over 8,000 people nationwide, representing stakeholders at various levels, including state sectors and ministries.
Dah kira selesailah majlis libat urus di seluruh negara, dapat penyertaan hampir 8,000 orang secara bersemuka. Itu sesi libat urus secara bersemuka lah, di peringkat negeri, di peringkat sektor, di peringkat kementerian. Dan kemudian kita dapat maklum balas melalui portal Kementerian Kewangan, lebih kurang 10,000 maklum balas. Jadi semua ini akan dirumuskan dan dipertimbangkan untuk masuk dalam belanjawan 2024.
He was met at the parliamentary level of the Terima, kasih, sale event in Bukit Mentajam. Well, the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living, or KPDN, has increased its enforcement personnel to ensure better monitoring and control. In the second phase of Upjamin, which is aimed at focusing on the supply and price of rice in the market throughout the country. Well, acting KPDN Minister Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali said the increase involved roping in 900 more enforcement officers and raising the total workforce involved in the exercise of monitoring and control to 2,390 personnel who had carried out inspection at 8,684 business premises since 7th July. Well, KPDN, with the cooperation of the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security through their Paddy and Rice Control Division, are carrying out Upjamin throughout the country, and we have decided to continue with Phase 2 with improved applications, they say. Now, the main focus of Upjamin is to monitor the price of rice at all levels and supply chains through an increased enforcement workforce by increasing the enforcement workforce. Armizan was speaking to reporters after participating in Upjamin in the Raub district to have a first-hand look at the situation of supply, price of rice, sugar and cooking oil. Well, the Farmers Organization Board, LPP, provides assurance of an adequate supply of local white rice. Now, LPP's Chief Executive Officer, Dato' Azulita Salim, confirmed that local white rice is supplied to 40 premises under LPP. Well, this includes 23 farmers' outlets, 8 farmers' agro-bazaars and 9 farmers' shops.
Tapi tidak dibimbangi sangat kerana bukan kita kata tak cukup, ada lah, beras tu ada dan kita harap tidak berlaku panic buying lah. Bila orang panik tu dia mulalah kan membeli lebih dan sebagainya. Itu pun salah satu sebab mengapa berkurang. Tapi sekarang ni kita di kawasan utara pun akan mula di kawasan-kawasan tertentu lah akan mula menuai dan masuk ke dalam kilang padi. Saya rasa tak ada isu sangat lah, insyaAllah.
She was speaking to the media after the launch of the Agro-Madani sales at the Kota Bharu district level in Panji, Kota Bharu. The total distribution under LPP for the period until the end of this year is 300 metric tons, while Pharma has a total of 400 metric tons. Bursa Malaysia is likely to trend lower next week amid cautious market sentiment as investors are concerned about the bearish economic outlook. Now, Chief Economist and Fund Manager of Inter-Pacific Asset Management, Berhad, Datu Nazri Khan, said the high interest rate environment could also further dent the economic outlook, leading to a more pronounced slowdown in the demand for goods and services in the coming months. Now, he said investors are worried that interest rates would stay higher for longer to combat persistent inflation as the U.S. Federal Reserve, also known as the Fed, stressed its commitment to keeping rates high. Now at home, Datu Nazri said Malaysian stocks continue to lose ground as FBM KLCI slipped below the psychological 1,450 level at the close last week. However, he said Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim's effort to woo global investors would ensure necessary reforms and provide a catalyst for the market next week as mapped out in Madani economy. Meanwhile, Rakuten Trades and Durian Berhad Equity Research Vice President Thong Pat Leng said he expected the market undertone to remain steady thanks to the continuous inflow of foreign funds. Hence, Thong said he expected the FBM KLCI to trend higher next week within the range of 1,440 to 1,460. Well, that's it from us this evening. In our top story, government engaging skilled Malaysians to return to help the country. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Malaysia Madani, Tekat Perpaduan, Penuhi Harapan. Thanks for watching.